All right, guys, it's Thursday, okay? For today's workout, what we have is, for the strength, something a little bit different, maybe a little bit slower for you guys. What we have is supinated bent over rows, right? With in between each set, we're gonna complete 6 to 8 barbell rollouts. So the rep scheme today is 18, 16, 14, 12. And like I said, in between those sets of 18, 16, 14, 12, what we're doing is 6 to 8 barbell rollouts. So let's talk about the supinated grip bent over row. Supinated grip means it's going to be underhand, basically, right? This is a pronated overhand grip. This is a supinated grip, okay? So that's the only difference. It's going to target back a little bit different than we would a traditional bent over row with pronated grip. So what we want is that supinated grip, all right? So this is what the movement's going to look like. We're going to have our barbell, okay? I'm going to stand up all the way. I'm going to hinge at the hips, keeping my shoulders back and straight, and I'm going to pull towards my rib cage, squeezing my shoulder blades together, okay, as if there was a pencil in between my shoulder blades and I'm pinching them in between. So I'm bending over, I'm coming towards my rib cage, I'm keeping that back flat with a little bit of bend in the knees just to soften those knees, and then going back all the way to full extension, okay? So again, something a little bit different, maybe on the slower side, but we're working on a little bit of back strength with that, okay? So we have 18 reps for the first set. We're gonna drop that down. This is where it gets interesting, right? So we have a couple different options here. So the barbell rollout, 6 to 8 reps in between each set. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my ab mat, okay? This is for my knees. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna squeeze my glutes, torso's gonna stay upright. I'm gonna roll out, and then I'm gonna roll back in, okay? So this is a harder movement, right? It's hard for me, it puts a lot of pressures on your shoulders, stuff like that. So if this movement doesn't work for us, we could do some kind of other Superman hold, hollow hold, or something along those lines where we're still gonna get the same emphasis on the core, but it's not as demanding on the shoulders or the core, okay? So again, with this, I wanna keep my torso the same. I don't wanna bend here and then roll out. I wanna keep my glutes nice and tight so we get one full motion. And then I wanna roll back up, keeping the same angle in the back with my butt, preventing my butt from piking up, essentially, right? So keeping that in mind, right? If that's not a movement that you can do, there's definitely other modifications that we'll have for you that specific or this day to make sure that you're able to get some kind of core movement in there, okay? So supinated grip, bent over row with a 6 to 8 reps on the barbell rollout, okay? So keep it in mind, we can try that, right? If that's not working for us, then we can go a different route. So keep that in mind. Workout today, the WOD, okay, is going to be 60 calories on the bike for the guys, 4 time, 60 calories on the bike, 40 for the ladies, 35 toes to bar for everybody, okay, 40 calories for the guys, 30 for the ladies on the bike, back to 25 toes to bar, okay, for everybody, 20 calories on the bike, 15 for the ladies, all right, and then we're finishing off with 15 toes to bar. So basically we are going down in reps, okay, between the bike and toes to bar, bike, toes to bar, bike, toes to bar, okay. So today it is for time. So let's go over toes to bar. So toes to bar today, right, is nice, good, consistent sets. Here, using that nice, good back and forth kip swing to make sure that I get enough leverage and enough power drive through my hips and pushing down on the bar so I can get those toes to touch the bar and be smooth about coming back down, right? Obviously, if we have issues with that, we're gonna do toes to something, okay? That's the number 2 option. So, same concept, right? We're one of those athletes that can't really get the toes to the bar. What I'm gonna do is find an object. I'm gonna find my box, my ab mat, something on the wall, okay? And I'm gonna do toes to something, okay? So we're gonna go here. I still have that nice back and forth kip swing. I'm pointing my toes together, okay? So One thing that I see a lot of people do is kind of flail their feet, right? So I want to stay nice and tight with my feet. That way the energy transfer to my feet is nice and consistent, and I'm fluid back and forth, and I'm using less energy, okay? So keep that in mind. The last thing that I want to do, right, is I don't want people doing this, right? So if you're gonna do knees to chest or knees to elbow or knees to something, what we want is that nice good kip swing, okay? So here, okay? So we're not just gonna stand underneath the bar and do this, okay? It's not gonna do anything for us to progress as an athlete to eventually get to those toes to bar, okay? So keep that in mind. We're gonna do some kind of progression. Toes to bar, right? Toes to something, or still kipping knee tuck, okay? So if we can't hang, we're one of those athletes that can't hang from the bar. We're gonna go to the floor. We might have you do tuck ups, okay? So keep that in mind. The goal today is effort. There's a 17-minute time cap. The goal should be sub 15 minutes for everybody, okay? Or to finish before that 17 minutes. And you want to stay consistent and quick on those toes to bar or whatever we choose to do. And we want to make sure that we get at least 5 sets of toes to bar in the first one at the most. In the second set of toes to bar, the most sets is 4. And then on the last set of toes to bar, we're looking at about 3 sets there to complete the entire thing, okay? So kind of have that idea in your mind. Have an idea when you come in of what you kind of want to work on, okay? Or what you, where you're at as an athlete, and how you want to scale this, okay? So obviously always have fun, but make sure that you challenge yourself and try to get a little bit better every single day. All right, we'll see you Thursday.